Shalom Mishpachim, welcome to His Narrow Bridge. Our time together today is meant to immerse ourselves in the Word of Yahweh. It is meant to be a personal time of connection to the Word for each of us. I will read each word as translated in English in an interlinear Hebrew Bible. These shows are pre-recorded, so I will be in chat when they air. Feel free to use the chat to post anything that comes to your mind as we read the word. We will begin with prayer, followed by time for each of us to say our own personal prayers. Our beloved friend Alan Horvath taught us, make Elohim number one on a list of one. We pray in the name of Elohim, which includes Yahweh, Yeshua, and the Ruach HaKodesh. Thank you, Elohim, for our lives and all you provide. We ask for a hedge of protection around our mishpacha as we pray and study. We love you dearly. We are your children. We come to you with questions as we seek our personal relationships with you. Please help us learn. If any darkness enters our time together, we ask you now to rebuke it. We will now listen to your word as we immerse ourselves in it and let it speak to us.
Acts chapter 23. And when Paul had looked on the assembly of them, he said, Men, my brothers, I have lived in all good conscience before Elohim up to this day. And Hananiah the priest commanded those who stood by his side to hit Paul on the mouth. Footnote 191. Notice that Paul meets up with two men who are both named Hananiah. Yah is our mercy, Yah is merciful. The first Hananiah was fearful of Rav Shaul until the voice of Yahweh set him straight. Acts 9:13. The second Hananiah is the high priest who orders his servants to strike Rav Shaul. The irony is that this second Hananiah believes Yahweh's mercy resides on his side of the debate against the Netzari or Nazarenes, whereas the first Hananiah was a Netzari. This could also be a word picture play showing the transferring of Yahweh's mercy from one system or group to another. Verse 3, And Paul said to him, Elohim is from this moment to strike you down, you whited wall, for you sit judging me according to Torah while you transgress Torah and command to beat me. And those standing by said to him, Do you reproach the priest of Elohim? Paul said to them, I was not aware, my brothers, that he was the priest, for it is written, You will not curse the ruler of your people. And as Paul knew that a part of the people were of the Sadducees and a part of the Pharisees, he cried out in the assembly, Men, my brothers, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, and for the hope of the resurrection of the dead I am judged. Footnote 192 is a technicality. And when he had said this, the Pharisees and Sadducees fell upon one another, and the people were divided. For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, nor messengers, nor a spirit, but the Pharisees confess all these. And there was a great shouting, and some scribes of the party of the Pharisees rose up and contended with them, and said, We have found nothing evil in this man, for if a spirit or a messenger had conversed with him, what is there in that? And as there was great commotion among them, the chief captain was afraid, or else they should tear Paul in pieces. And he sent Romans to go and retrieve him from them and bring him into the castle. And when night came, our master appeared to Paul and said to him, Be strong, for as you have testified of me in Jerusalem, so also you are to testify at Rome. And when it was morning, several of the Yahudians assembled together and bound themselves by oaths that they would neither eat nor drink until they had slain Paul. And they who had established this compact by oath were more than 40 persons. And they went to the priests and elders and said, We have bound ourselves by oaths that we will taste nothing until we have killed Paul. And now do you and the chiefs of the congregation request of the chief captain that he would bring him to you, as if you were wanting to investigate truly his conduct, and we are prepared to slay him when he will come to you. Then the son of Paul's sister heard of this plot, and he went into the castle and informed Paul. And Paul sent and called one of the centurions and said to him, Conduct this youth to the chief captain, for he has something to tell him. And the centurion took the young man and introduced him to the chief captain and said, Paul the prisoner called me and requested me to bring this youth to you, for he has something to tell you. And the chief captain took the young man by his hand and led him aside and asked him, What have you to tell me? And the young man said to him, The Yahudians have projected to ask you to bring down Paul tomorrow to their assembly, as if wishing to learn something more from him. Verse 21. But don't be persuaded by them, for behold, more than 40 persons of them watch for him in ambush, and have bound themselves by oaths that they will neither eat nor drink until they will have slain him. And lo, they are prepared and waiting for your promise. Footnote 193 is a technicality. And the chief captain dismissed the young man after charging him, Let no man know that you have showed me these things. Then he called 2 centurions, and he said to them, Go and prepare 200 Romans to go to Caesarea, and 70 horsemen and shooters with the right hand, 200, and let them set out at the 3rd hour of the night, and provide also a saddle beast, that they may set Paul on it, and carry him safely to Felix the governor. And he wrote a letter and gave them, in which was thus, Claudius Lysias to the excellent governor Felix, greeting. The Yehudians seized this man in order to kill him, but I came with Romans and rescued him when I learned that he was a Roman. Footnote 194. If Paul was a Roman citizen well versed in Greek, why was it not so apparent to his contemporaries? It is clear that he was a Roman citizen, but if he was so well versed in Greek, why did Claudius Lysias rescue him when he could have used his Greek speaking skills to save himself, unless he really wasn't well versed in Greek at all? In reality, Aramaic was the common language of the people, not Greek. Verse 28. As I wished to know the offense for which they incriminated him, I brought him to their assembly. And I found that it was about questions of their Torah they accused him, and that an offense worthy of bonds or of death was not upon him. And when the wiles of a plot formed by the Yehudians against him came to my knowledge, I forthwith sent him to you. And I have directed his accusers to go and contend with him before you. Farewell. Then the Romans, as they had been commanded, took Paul by night and brought him to the city of Antipatris. The next day the horsemen dismissed the footmen, their associates, that they might return to the castle. And they brought him to Caesarea, and they delivered the letter to the governor, and set Paul before him. And when he had read the letter, he asked him of what province he was. And when he learned that he was of Cilicia, he said to him, I will give you audience when your accusers arrive. And he ordered him to be kept in the praetorium of Herod. Well, would you like to see a quick screen share?
Do it, Eric. Take my
Okay,
mind off of this other.
okay. I'm gonna share sound.
Hey, thank you for listening to me. I tried to
Oh,
not
that's
make that
fine.
into a more violent rant.
All right. So do you see some musical, some,
Music
yeah,
notation, yes.
yeah. So check this out. I'm gonna play the correct note. It's a mixolydian scale. Okay, now I could change the MIDI instrument.
What's generating your audio? Because it's coming across really horribly.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm trying to change this drop down, but that's fine. It's just MIDI. It's Java
Okay.
MIDI
All right.
running through this modern browser plugin, which I
Yeah.
could
So
quickly
maybe you
show
need to
you.
enrich your sample library.
You see, this is called Chirp J. That's the
Okay.
plugin. All right.
Chirp J. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you enable it for the domain, and the domain is just a Netlify static web page. And
Hmm.
I uploaded the class files from 20 years ago and the HTML. So now, like, I could go here and use my app. I could change this to a double sharp, or yeah, change it to a sharp and check my answer. And then let's go to the next exercise. So I can. I have to write a Mixolydian ascending scale on C. So I'm just going to put notes on the staff. So this is a little pop-up menu that the students had, and they can't check their answer until they put all the notes on. So I'm just going to put my notes in here. All right. And then check my answer, and I should have one wrong. Yeah, this should be a B flat. So I change it to a B flat. I check, it's correct. Next, my score is yeah, 0 out of 2. It wants you to get it correct on the first time. So you could learn all the different modes, and these are all the different drills that
Hmm.
are available. Any, yeah,
I would fail that test. I don't think I know all those modes.
right. Harmonic minor descending.
I know
Okay,
chromatic minor.
yep.
I know melodic minor.
But do you know Neapolitan?
No, I don't. It's an ice
Okay.
cream.
Yeah, so now if I give you this link, you could learn Neapolitan, you could practice all you want. But let me show you the other app. This is to detect the pitch that I sang. So I sang A sharp in tune approximately -10 cents. So the way it works is I have to sing as I record. So I go la, and it's coming back, and it did a Fourier transform, and I sang G3. It was sharp, 23 cents.
I would have
So,
said B flat.
yep, I B flat. And then, yeah, in this other profile, the source code is here in GitHub under this account. So I
Hmm.
have all the mode drills. So see, it's just an applet tag. And then the Java code is in here. And yep, those are the class files.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you wanted to learn how I did my Fourier transforms, it's in the code here.
You wrote your own Fourier transform function?
At the time, it's in here. I got it out of a book and put it into Java, and here it is. It's at the bottom of this. So this is from 2005, and
Yep, there
just
was.
scroll.
AWT was there. Yep.
Yep. So here's the Fourier transform, complex to complex, and then I use a Hamming filter, and it works.
Yeah,
That's what that.
getting all the IO to work is non-trivial back in those days.
Yeah, well, that was a Java library for MIDI, and
Yep.
then the audio sampling. They had a sample app when you installed the Java development kit that did audio capture. So I leveraged that, and
Ah,
I got
right.
the data
Perfect.
out.
Perfect.
Yep.
Uh, Why code when you can copy? You know?
Yeah, well, once I had the audio data, then I could analyze it and
Yeah.
transform it and figure out what note you sang, and
Yep.
it
Yep.
was fun.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, coding for fun is something that unfortunately haven't had much time for and would like to do again.
For more information about these videos, look at the video description and click more. You can then have links to my YouTube channel and the YouTube playlist, which has all the Aramaic English New Testament videos. Bible Hub links, and Odiote. So this is useful because you can click a chapter and go word by word through the scriptures and get details about each word and where they are used throughout the Bible.